Hello students, welcome to online classes of Shri Mahavir International School. So students, in last video we discussed about the different types of microorganism. For example, I taught you about bacteria, its characteristics, virus, fungi, protozoa, etc. And we discussed that useful effects of microorganism, that how microorganisms are useful for us. So in the series, the advantage of microorganism, I taught you that how microorganism clean our environment. Now today we are going to discuss the another useful of microorganism, that how in sewage disposal microorganisms are helpful. So students, as we know that microorganism like bacteria decompose municipal sewage into useful substances. During the treatment of sewage, anaerobic bacteria produce methane gas, which is also called biogas. Students, the sewage disposal also can take place with the help of microorganism. But how does it take place? That the presence of microorganism decompose the waste substances which comes along with the that sewage. Okay, how does it take place? They start anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration means in absence of oxygen. Okay students, here I wanna tell you something about the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic means, sorry, aerobic and anaerobic. These two category of respiration in microorganism, that in aerobic respiration there is requirement of oxygen. So we can say in presence of oxygen aerobic respiration take place, and in absence of oxygen, if there is respiration process is going on, so this is called the anaerobic type respiration. So in sewage disposal, bacteria start their anaerobic respiration, so that's why they called anaerobic bacteria, and they produce methane gas, and which is called the biogas. In industry, how microorganisms are helpful? See, bacteria are useful in the leather industry for tanning the skin of animals, making the leather soft and flexible. Okay students, in leather industry, have you seen the leather which is used for making shoes? Okay, that belt and many items which made of leather. But how that leather prepare in industry? By helping bacteria, because the bacteria will make soft and flexible that leather. And one more useful and use of bacteria is, bacteria are used in the jute industry for the separation of jute fiber from the stem by destroying the stem tissue. Okay, you have to obtain the fiber from a jute stem. Then how will you take do this? You will use some bacteria, because that bacteria will destroy the tissue, stem tissue, and therefore the fibers will be separated to each other. So this process is called the retting. Students, here is a fact: fungi like Armillaria, Melia, emit light in the dark. Yes, some interesting type of fungi which produce light also, but condition is what? In dark. Obviously we are able to see that light in dark. Now in preparation of antibiotics, antibiotics are what? Students, how the immune system work in our body. Immune system is what? Simply we can say the number of antibodies which present in our body, that is called our immune number. If there is more number of antibodies, okay, it's mean we have good immune system. But sometimes there is need for antibiotics to improve and to increase the number of antibiotics. Okay, so students, to increase the number of antibodies we require the antibiotics. So what are the antibiotics? Antibiotics are medicine that kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganism. Disease causing microorganism. Growth of microorganism will be stopped by using the antibiotics. Microorganisms are used in the preparation of antibiotics. Here is an example of antibiotics. Sorry, the penicillin was the first antibiotic discovered by the Alexander Fleming in which year? 1928. Okay, first Alexander Fleming discovered the penicillin. Okay, that was the first antibiotic. Friends, I told you the immune system how will be strong. The immune system, the number of antibodies if increase, the immune system will be improved. And by using the antibiotics in our body, the number of antibodies will be increased. So it was prepared from a fungus called the penicillin. Here the name penicillin, okay, comes from that Penicillium notatum. This is the type of a fungus, okay. And sulfadiazine, streptomycin and the tetracycline are some example of antibiotics. In antibiotics, what happens, students? Okay, the weak and the dead microorganism will be injected in the body of living organism, and during that time the body will increase the number of antibodies against that microorganism, and that disease causing antigen we call antigen. If any bacteria, fungi enter in body, so if that is a disease causing microorganism, that is called antigen, and our body will respond, okay, by the antibodies. So in antibiotics what happens? We'll inject the dead and weak microorganism in the body, and in response and in against of that microorganism, body will increase the number of antibodies. So here we will discuss in detail, we will discuss about the vaccine. Students, do you know what is the vaccine? Have you heard the name of polio vaccines, which is mandatory for each and every kids 0 to 5 years? I hope you have heard. So today we discuss that what is the mean of vaccine and how is it prepared. So vaccines are dead or weakened microorganisms that are introduced in the body. Students, as I told you, in vaccine what happens? The dead and weakened, okay, that antibiotics, okay, that is the medicines and the vaccines contain the dead and weakened microorganism that are introduced in the body. Introduced in the body means we are injecting that microorganism in the body. So the weakened microorganism do not harm the body, that's why we are injecting. So they, I will explain in detail. Let me read. The weakened microorganisms do not harm the body. They induce the formation of antibodies and that fight against the disease and develop the immunity, and this process is called vaccination. So students, here I'm going to tell you about the vaccination process. Vaccination is what? In vaccination process, what happens, the dead state of any microorganism will be injected in the body of a person, and in response that microorganism body will increase the number of antibodies, and that antibodies will fight against that disease. So it's mean this process is called vaccination. So the ability of the body to resist or fight a disease is known as the immunity. Now what is the immunity? Immunity, students, nowadays as we know, due to that corona effect, people are saying that improve improve the immunity, increase your immunity power. So what is the immunity? Immunity means simply that we have to increase the number of antibodies which can fight against the disease, and the disease is what is spreading nowadays, that coronavirus. This is also a microorganism, students, and the most of the countries are trying to discover, okay, sorry, trying to invent a vaccine for to stop this disease. So the ability of a body to resist or fight a disease is known as the immunity. Immunity means if our body is able to fight against any disease, so this is called our immunity power. So vaccines have been developed against the cholera. Okay, here I'm going to tell you the name of some disease, and their vaccines have been made. So the cholera, smallpox, polio, as I told you, and typhoid, whooping cough. So their vaccines have been made. So students, here is a one more fact. Let's see what is it. The smallpox vaccine was the first successful vaccine to be developed. Okay, it was the first successful vaccine, students, and it was developed by the Edward Jenner, and when in 1796, and that's why that person is known as, often called, the father of immunology. Now students, here it's a time to answer of some questions. Now you are able to answer these questions. So by using the pencil you can write the answer. So first question is here, the which bacteria help in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen? So students, as I told you, which bacteria? This case, rhizobium bacteria. So like this, the which microorganism convert the milk into curd? Lactobacillus. So therefore you have to complete the answer of these questions. Okay, now students, we have discussed the useful effect of a microorganism. Now it's time to discuss about the harmful microorganism. Students, not only the useful effects are there of microorganism, there are many harmful effects of microorganism. So we should discuss about these effects. Some microorganisms are harmful for us. They can cause the disease and can also spoil our food and cloths. Students, that harmful bacteria, microorganism, can cause the disease and as well as can spoil our food and our clothes also. Students, tell me one thing: the food which cooked, okay, at night, can you eat after a couple of days? You cannot eat, okay, without giving any preservation. You cannot eat tomorrow and day after tomorrow because it has been spoiled. But who did it? Who did it? Microorganism. I hope you have understood. So disease causing microorganism in animal and plant. Here we are going to discuss the microorganism which causes the disease in animal as well as in plants. So microorganism can cause the disease in both plant and animal. Students, not only in animal, not only in plant, in both living organism, the microorganism can spread and cause the disease. Some animal and plant disease and their agents are listed in that table given. Student, here is a table. In this table, as you see, the name of disease and causative agent. Why does this disease take place? So here the name of microorganism and here the name of disease. So let's see the read the first, the foot and mouth disease in cattle. Foot and mouth disease, it means it affects the foot and mouth of cattle, okay. And how does it take place? Because of the effect of viruses. And the anthrax disease in cattle, how does it take place? Because of bacterium. And the sleeping sickness in cattle and the pigs and horses, because of protozoa. Here is the name of some disease which occur in the plants and their causative agents. So potato blight because of virus, tobacco mosaic because of virus, and rust of wheat because of fungi. Fungi, actually students, these all are type of microorganisms. Now the citrus canker, that is a bacterium, and the yellow vein mosaic of okra, that is also because of a virus. Now the disease causing microorganism in human, not only in plant and animal, because human beings we are also affected by the harmful microorganism. So pathogens are what? The organism which causes the disease. Yes, so pathogens causes the disease in human, and these disease are called what? Communicable disease. Yes, these disease are called communicable disease because it spread person to person. So here we can read and as the as they can spread from one person to another. Pathogens enter the body through the air we breathe, food we eat, and the water we drink. So here the by the food and the water drink, and through the direct contact with the sick person, or through the carrier like the insect. So these are some reasons because of we can be affected by any disease and by any microorganism. Now the direct transmission. How the direct transmission take place? See, by direct contact, direct skin to skin, mucus to mucus, or the mucus to skin contact may cause the infection. Example of disease spread in the way are leprosy and the eczema. Leprosy, eczema, these are some the name of disease which can cause the direct contact. If a sick person's skin touch to a healthy person, then that disease can spread. Mucus of one healthy person contact with the sick person, then also it can spread. So here by the droplet infection means, students, whenever we breathe out, okay, then we just gives out the carbon dioxide gas, okay, but along that carbon dioxide gas, that is some moisture and the some amount of water is also comes out from our nose and the mouth, okay. So it's mean that are droplets of water, okay. So an affected person may release that droplet of moisture carrying the disease causing microorganism, while the coughing, sneezing, spitting example of disease spread in the way are tuberculosis and whooping. And one more disease you can add here, what? Corona. I hope students you have understood that here also the corona is also a disease. Corona is a virus, but it is spreading a disease. And how does it spread? Because of the droplets of tiny droplets which comes out from our mouth and the nose. And how does it take place? By the coughing, sneezing, spitting, okay. So, and the third mode of infection, that is by using an infected needle or syringe, okay. A syringe which has been injected to a infected person and sick person, it should not be used again for a healthy person and for another sick person, because uh, it can work like a carrier of disease carrier. So here we can read the infection can be transmitted through the blood transfusion, and as in case the AIDS, or a bite as in case of a dog bite. Yes, students, these are some disease which can spread by the infected needle, any syringe. Now the direct transmission. Students, indirect, sorry, here we have discussed about that direct transmission of disease which take place, and here a indirect transmission of disease. How the indirect transmission of disease take place? Students, mode of indirect transmission though are through infected food and water, and through clothes, towels, or a personal belonging of a patient, or through dirty hands or unwashed fruits and vegetables. It means, students, whatever we are eating, we should know that is it clean or not. We are eating the safe thing or not. Sometimes we see that uncovered food, if you are eating, that can also spread the disease, okay. And the towel, by the using also towel, and the water which you are drinking, that can also spread the disease, students. And if you are eating the unwashed fruit and vegetables, students, whenever you purchase any fruit and vegetable from the market, first of all you must wash that fruit and the vegetable, so that it can become disease, it can become free from any virus, sorry, free from any microorganism, any disease we can say. So first of all you have to use the proper sanitation for any edible things. After then you have to eat that food. So students, here a table, okay. Some microbial disease, here the list of microbial disease, students, and this list we will discuss in the next video. So take care, students. Bye.